share your experience. What is your book all about, and your journey to write this book?
So, my book titled The Luxury Wanderer's book is about luxury travel, where I share tips and tricks about travel, luxury in specific, a few resources, and my insights on a truly luxurious trip. It's about how you should plan your trip to make it a trip of a lifetime. And I hope that through this book, I have been able to, and I will be able to make people understand their definition of luxury, because I believe that luxury differs for every person.
Okay, and what do you mean by the term luxury?
So, for me, what luxury means is what I've elaborated on throughout the book, but for others, it could mean something else. For example, for one person, luxury could mean lying on a beach in Goa, while for someone else, it could be dining by the Eiffel Tower. So, I just feel like luxury is different for everyone, and not a lot of people know that, because luxury has been termed and stereotyped as, flying in chartered planes and drinking champagne all the time. It's not only that, it could mean something else for anyone else. So that's what luxury means to me, that it's different for everyone.
So what you enjoy is...
Yeah, what you enjoy is what luxury is, and it could mean a lot of things. Like, I don't know what I feel luxury is about. It basically elaborated on throughout the book, but for everyone else, it means something else.
And could you just read out some blurb from your book?
So, this book is your passport to a smoother, more grandiloquent travel. Tired of traveling to boring destinations the non-luxurious way? This book takes you through a portico of charismatic luxury, thereon soaking you into world-class extravagance and dazzling experiences. Reading through, you would leave your conventional holiday itinerary aside and leap forward into the glitz and glam of the travel world. Chartered planes, luxe adventures, cutting-edge destinations, gourmet meals, and top-notch possibilities will replace your someday with now. This contemporary book is meant for voyagers who feel an adrenaline surge each time they hear the words luxury travel. Use this handbook as your one-stop guide for planning the trip of a lifetime by making it your most essential resource. So mark your transition now and read a Luxury Wanderer's book.
Lovely. This sounds directly from the audiobooks that we listen, since audio is the medium right now, whenever we want to listen to any storybooks. With such a beautiful voice, do you have any plans of launching this particular book on any pod, like Cuckoo FM or...
Yeah, the thing is, I already have a podcast. I don't read my book on it, but I publish other things. And sure, if I have a lot of audio listeners, I'd love to do a reading online.
Oh, great. So we are expecting some more work from her beautiful voice. Right, Rainna?
Yeah.
And if you carefully see this particular book, look at the cover. It looks directly from the Dil Dhadakne To movie, Priyanka Chopra standing directly from the Bahamas or Miami. So I really want to know what is the story behind this. Like,
so I didn't connect it till when you said it, but now that I look at it from that perspective, even I feel it's like that.
And is that you on the cover?
No, it's not me on the cover, but I designed it. So my publishers were Notion Press, and they were a really helpful team. But I decided to design the book because I like my perspective more than anyone else's. So I went with royal navy blue because royal blue symbolizes luxury, and that's what the book is about. So it just gave it a very luxurious feel. And I'm particularly a lover of like mountains and the seaside. So that's what if you look very closely, you'll see like a mountain range at the back of the book, and there's like an ocean ahead with a lady standing there. So the woman represents a frequent traveler like myself by a seaside and mountain range.
This is lovely. This is lovely. And how long did you take to write this book? Could you tell us something more about your journey and how it all started?
So I took approximately 9 months to write the book. I began writing, I began the inception in February 2019, and the book was completed in October, went out for publishing in November, and it was eventually published in the December of 2019. Overall, the experience has been really good because I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about writing, obviously. I refined my writing skills through writing this book because I was constantly writing. Like, I kept writing, editing, and it was a great experience for my skills and for me as a person, because I know that 3 years ago, without this book, I wouldn't be standing, I wouldn't be able to talk to such a large audience if this book hadn't done what it did for me. So it's definitely made me more confident as a person, and I'm grateful for that.
Superb. And so how did you feel, and when did you come to know that this book is finally going to get published?
If you want the moment I came to know it was published, it's actually a really nice story because at the time I realized that it was published, I was doing my favorite activity, which is travel. I was actually in Budapest when I received a call. It was pretty late there, it was surprising that I was awake. But I received a call and they said that my book was published and I was like, okay, I was supposed to be in India, I was supposed to be there for the reveal and stuff, so I can see the book there. But it was a nice feeling to be traveling and receiving my book at the same time since it's about travel. So I was really excited and when I came back, I had my books lying there. So it was a really nice feeling to see them finally out there. Yeah.
That is great. And so once the book was published already, but due to pandemic it got delayed. What is your reason of launching it now?
So the thing is, even though it released in December of 2019, by the time, it was a really short time to plan the event and everything, because while I knew that the book was published, it wasn't available to everyone until Jan 2020. And that's when the COVID pandemic started catching up and planning the book event wasn't, possible. So even after that time, even though COVID has settled down a little bit and people like myself started traveling in December, there was obviously that fear of COVID that was stopping a lot of people from traveling. And since this book is about a guide to travel and how to travel in a luxurious way, it wouldn't make sense to read unless you actually have a motive, something like traveling. So now this summer I saw that so many people are traveling and travel is back at its fullest and COVID is nearly gone. So I thought it's the perfect time because now when people are actually traveling, it's a great way to utilize the book.
Oh, lovely. So we all are going to, after this book, we all are going to definitely travel. And the trip is going to be planned by Rainna. Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Rainna, audience, I would like to know what is your favorite, like who inspires you or what kind of books do you read? You get inspiration from?
So I used to read a lot. I read a lot of articles about women and their experiences and how there's that barrier about women and their jobs in society. I read a lot about that and I just realized that women aren't given the appreciation they truly deserve, and I didn't really understand that at that age because I was really small, but the little bit that I could understand, I knew that I wanted to make a name for myself in society where women aren't really given that rise. And that's when I started truly believing in women empowerment. So I would say that I owe this to every woman out there.
Lovely. So we need more women in you're 16, right? Yeah. At this age, if you're talking about women empowerment, I'm going to see you where Modi is standing right now. Right? Why not? We want strong, we want people like you. Okay, and what advice would you like to give to young authors or anyone who's reading your book?
I know it sounds cliche, but I really believe in following your passion because the main aim should be following your passion and the success will follow. Because when I started blogging, I didn't blog with any commercial purpose or any intention to get somewhere. It was just my passion that led me to where I am now. So I really believe that following a passion will definitely help a lot of things follow. So that's it, like create your dream.
Yeah. So just follow your dreams. Okay. Would you like to share some learnings while writing the book that you faced, any difficulties or any challenges that you came across?
So all along the way, there was definitely a couple of things I didn't know what I was getting into until like October. I was just writing the book literally on a Word doc. I was typing it out. I didn't have any contacts with any publisher. I didn't know who I was going to end up with. But in October, I started researching about who can publish my book. And it took 1 month to find an actual publisher. That was, I think, the hardest thing because I kept giving up. I was like, I can't find anyone. There's no point of doing this. But I persisted and I finally found Notion Press. Because when you're publishing a book at 14, no one really takes you seriously. They don't know what you're writing. They can't trust your writing. So to get someone to actually sit and read a few chapters from my book and to understand my perspective and my language was a task because they believe that at the age of 14, no one can really write a nice book. But I finally found someone and they believe.
So you broke that notion.
I guess.
Superb. So we don't see a lot of young children writing non-fiction because it's difficult, it's challenging. What made you because in this age we only dream or think something. Why did you choose non-fiction?
So the thing is, I've been traveling a lot since a very young age with my parents, and that's why I started travel blogging because I believed that I had the knowledge and the information to truly talk about travel. And I always knew that I wanted to write a book. I just didn't know when and what it would be about. So So when I started travel blogging, and after 1 year I realized that I'm confident enough to let the world see my writing. I was like, I need to seize this opportunity and just get to writing a book because I know I have to and I want to. I don't know what it's going to be about. So might as well just write about the best, like the thing I'm best at, which is writing about travel.
So when you're traveling, do you imagine, okay, this is what I'm seeing Eiffel Tower, so, I'm going to, the words just fall automatically? As a magician, it just comes out?
Never like that. I obviously take some time to envision it. I soak into the atmosphere of the place. I come back to the hotel room. I write a little about whatever I saw. When I come back and I, reminisce about the travel, that's when everything flows because then it's like emotions, facts, everything coming at once.
You make it sound so easy and so flawless.
It's good,
Yeah, if you tell us to write something, we all will be like thinking what to write. And look at this really, like she's just going on and on.
It's not that easy.
So are we expecting something new, something coming up from you?
So as of right now, no, but I know I will write a book. I don't know what it's going to be about, but you can definitely expect it.
We just can't wait till the time she plans her next trip. We just can't wait for her new book to launch. I request if anyone would like to ask any questions to her.
Yeah, so on that note, I'd like to ask you, Rainna.
Yeah.
Should we?
Quite a few stories. They're pretty interesting, I think. So yeah, you can expect a fiction book.
That's good to know. And by the way, congratulations.
Thank you.
Totally looking forward to reading your book, Rainna. All the very best, and I'll expect more.
Yeah, definitely.
Not only reading, you should tell her to plan a trip for you. Whoever is reading the book.
Believe me, I just did a trip basis, whatever she's been blogging on, and I must say I enjoyed a lot. It was in
Thank
Paris,
you. Yeah.
and I went through your entire blog.
Oh, that's a nice
Thanks.
If I have to ask you, which is your favorite chapter in your book?
That's a really tough question because I love every chapter, but one chapter that I really like is Being in Vogue. It's about dressing while traveling and how to pack for your trip, what to wear when you're going for a different trip. So, if you're going to Paris, you pack a different way. If you're going to Udaipur, you pack a different way. So, that's my favorite chapter because I've highlighted on how to dress differently, how to pack, so it's tips and tricks related to fashion and travel.
That's very important, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Behind.
Hi Rainna, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, I know your parents personally, and I would like to know that out of your family, who was behind this? Like, you must have started reading and then writing, so there has to be some support from somewhere, or who inspired you out of your family?
Don't take my name, okay?
No, I think everyone in my family played a really important role for encouraging me because all my life I've read a lot, and when I came up with the idea of writing, there was no barrier. There was always a push of encouragement. They always pushed me to write and follow my dreams. So there's no particular person who's helped me. I think it's everyone.
She's been continuously saying that, okay, let Rainna plan the trip, let Rainna plan the trip, whoever's planning to
You're going to
travel next.
sponsor the trip.
And I want to clarify this, she can plan the trip as long as people pay for that trip.
That was another question, are you taking that as a profession?
So I want to be out of this. I think this is very, very clear.
हमारी तो इच्छा यही है कि ये एक नहीं ऐसे इच्छा है कि एक बुक को चालू कर देंगे
बहुत सारी
Hi Rainna, we're so proud of you. I call her my GD. She's very intelligent, very creative, and I always tell her, sky is the limit. Keep flying and keep flying so high always, and we are with you. God bless you.
Thank you.
I just want to say, Rainna, that let this just be the beginning. As I always tell you, stay humble, stay grounded, work hard. And we are all very proud of you. And it's amazing, it's a great feeling to be in the audience and see you talk like this. It's a wonderful moment. Thank you for this.
Anyone else?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask who's the author that inspired you the most and you recommend for reading?
So, kind of inspired me. There's a multiple of them, and I read a lot of fiction books. So I can name a couple of my favorite authors. I would say Dan Brown, and particularly the Da Vinci Code is my favorite book, and I really like his language. So if you're into thrillers, you should definitely read it. Then there's Charles Dickens, who's a really famous author from like the 70s, and he writes all these classics. So if you're into that, you should definitely read that as well. And perhaps Jane Austen. Her language is a bit complex. I found it complex too, but it is my kind. If you like stuff like Bridgerton, then definitely read it.
The way you conduct yourself and the place that you have reached. Look at her, like at 12 years age she started writing a book. I don't even know what I was doing when I was 12. So it's commendable. So this brings us to the end of this beautiful afternoon. Thank you all for taking out your valuable time and making this event a big success, and for all your blessings. The author has also arranged refreshments for you all, so please feel free to enjoy and relish. The copy of the book is available at the front desk. You can get it signed from the author. Please buy a copy. Okay. And Rainna's books are also globally available at Flipkart, Amazon, and Barnes and Noble, and many more platforms. And she'll be available right now for more pictures, more good time, more chats. So just join us. Thank you. And also thanks the publishers, right?
Yeah, thank you, Notion Press.
Notion Press. And also...
Very small thing.
Yeah.
I don't have anything in specific to say, but I would just like to thank all of you, for coming all the way on a rainy afternoon, battling the traffic and the potholes and all of that. So I really appreciate that you all are here. And thanks for all the good wishes, for the blessings, for everything for Rainna. It really means a lot to us. Thank you.
Congratulations, and ये बुक बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल है एंड कवर बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल है. एंड कैसी रही है जर्नी, लाइक अगर इफ यू टेल अस लिटिल अबाउट हाउ इज द जर्नी बुक के बारे में, एंड आपको बुक पढ़ना लिखना कितना पसंद है, एंड आज ये ओकेशन कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है, कितना ब्यूटीफुल है Rainna के लिए.
तो ये बुक लिखने का जर्नी बहुत अच्छा रहा है, और ये इवेंट ऑब्वियसली बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है क्योंकि आज फाइनली लॉन्च हो रहा है इतने साल बाद. एंड ये बुक लिखने का जर्नी अच्छा रहा है, एंड इट्स टॉट मी अ लॉट. I've grown as a person, my skills have improved, I've become more confident, and I'm feeling really grateful for everyone to be here. And it's a really nice event today. It's a nice experience to be launching my book after so long. And overall, it's been a nice journey. And because I used to travel blog before I wrote this book, I wrote this book 1 year after I started blogging. So it taught me a lot. Obviously, I was very young at the time I was writing the book, but I grew as a person. I read a lot while even writing myself. And reading and writing together have really helped me, and no matter what I do in the future, I'll continue reading, and I'll definitely be writing another book.
And बहुत ही छोटी उम्र में ये आपकी बुक आई है, एंड बहुत आपने बताया कि लग्जरी मीन्स, आपके नज़र में लग्जरी मीन्स क्या है. कुछ लोग प्राइवेट जेट में वाइन पीते तो वो अपने आप को लग्जरी समझते. आप इसके ऊपर कुछ बताना चाहेंगे जो लोग ऐसी थिंकिंग रखते हैं? Rainna जी की थिंकिंग इज डिफरेंट. सॉरी अगेन Rainna जी.
So I think luxury is different for everyone. So for me, luxury could mean dining in a new country, some place I've never been. That's luxury for me. So when I traveled to Paris, I had gone after 5-6 years. So to me, that was luxury because I was able to step out of my house and travel. But I know for someone else, luxury means lying on a beach, or for someone else, it means even dining in a restaurant in Mumbai. So I think luxury is different for everyone, and not a lot of people believe me or agree with me. But I'm sure after reading this book, a lot of people will believe that luxury is different for everyone. And the perception of luxury needs to change, because luxury is cliched as rich and extravagant, but it's really not. It could mean anything. So for one person it could mean one thing, for someone else it could mean another thing. So basically luxury is different for everyone. That's what I'm conveying through this book.
एंड हमने सुना कि Rainna मेरे को डांसर है, सिंगर भी है,
मैं डांसर,
एक्टिंग भी. तो हम आने वाले दिनों में लाइक आपको ऐसे फिल्में, शॉर्ट फिल्म, म्यूजिक वीडियो देखेंगे?
हाँ शायद मुझे एक्टिंग करना अच्छा लगता है, तो शायद कोई फिल्म में देखे होगे बाद में. अभी के लिए नहीं, लेकिन आई रियली like acting and dancing. So maybe in the future I'll definitely try my hand at Bollywood. I don't know about that.
Okay. And lastly, your family members here and your relatives is here. Everyone is excited. Everyone is said that Kirana ji, please, your photograph is very important. So, कितना important दिन होता है ये आपके लिए, कितना important होता है ये आपके लिए, and your family members, your dad is here, excited. So, कितना अच्छा moment होता है रैना जी के लिए?
It's a very important moment because my book I wrote in 2019. It's been some years. So it's a nice moment to be finally sitting here and having everyone, be here for me. Signing the books is a very surreal feeling because I only always saw it on television. I never thought I would do it myself, but I'm finally doing it myself. So it's a really nice moment for me, and I'll definitely cherish it.
Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.